Okay, there he is. Let's go. It seems that Amsel has assembled the team in your absence. They stand in a group around the old display that you had melody deliver. On their faces you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity and dread. Ike van der Dyke, have you procured a DVD reader? Yes, it's there. Good, this should only take me a moment. Disappears beyond the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears. A satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Oh, don't keep us in suspense. Start the damn thing already. I should do it. Okay, yeah, I do it. Whatever. Come on, this is just one click. This could have. Oh, goddamn. Multiple tracks on it. The scratched LCD display comes to life. Okay, play trick 1. Screen glow goes black. A cheerful digital chiming sound spills out of the display speakers. A crackle of static fills the air, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live. A disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. Timestamp is 2034, 9:15. So it's year, month, date? Or is it? No, yeah, it's year, month, date. Sure. 15th month of the year is, don't know. Adrian Vauclair. Hermie, I think we found her. After all this time. Feuerschwinge. I knew that she wasn't dead. Speech is jittery, you can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall, just as I've always said. I knew it and I was right. Screen explodes in static. Electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse of high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. Screen clears. The excitement face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in breathless tide. Taking a team into the socks to retrieve her. The radiation be damned. We will take appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow she has survived for all of this time. The screen explodes into static again, then clears. The figure flickers across the screen. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student protests, civil uprising. You'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the socks, but I do know one thing. If the fire wing is still a danger, I will put an end to her once and for all. Okay, track 2. Screen glows back again, and appears on... Green Winters appears on the screen. His elbow is planted on the table. Yeah. 2053, so it's... Oh god. Which year do we have now? Well, it's a bit... It's... Oh! That's Green Winters, okay. Huh. He somehow reminds me of someone, I don't know. Found the message Adrian left me all those years ago. Got it cleaned up as best I could. Strange, hearing his voice again. He paused to take a long pull on the bottle. Good to hear him, even if he did insist on calling me Hermie. Oh. You're Vauclair's son. Okay. Dr. Adrian Vauclair, the hero of the people. The Dragon Slayer. My Oh. You're his brother. My brother. He grimaces and rubs his eyes. Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years. Alright, so I'm gonna start recording these DVDs again. For me, for Adrian, for whoever might wind up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time, but I keep doing it anyway. On the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into the clue that leads me to my brother, I know that I'm gonna want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense in quitting now. Christ. 20 years, all this time, and still no leads. Even with all of my contacts and my resources. Takes another long swallow of cheap liquor. Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single goddamn thing. Want to hear something funny? The closest I've gotten to a clue was a rumor. Apparently, a team emerged from the Sox a while back. Nobody's clear on the date, but... get this? He leans into the camera and gives a conspirational wink. Supposedly, they vanished without a trace. He opens the bottle, drains it, slams it back down on the table. His eyes are rimmed with that. Not much of a rumor, considering I already know that you're gone, big brother. I live with that every day. And goes black. 2054. October 12th, October 2054, if I'm reading this correctly. Stumbled upon this archival footage of Firestringer's original attack, months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. Got the footage all queued up to play, starting it now. Additional comments to follow. The slow whir of the DVD player shifts to a high-pitched whine. A distorted, wavering image blooms into being on the screen. A timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen marks the date. July 6th. 2012. Wait. 2012? Didn't... Okay, I'm not quite sure. I need to look it up. But didn't the first dragon, according to Shadowrun lore, didn't the first dragon appear in December 2012? Oh, damn it. You know the date when the Mayans predicted that the Earth will end, Roland Emmerich movie and so on. Wasn't it 2012 or was it 2011? Shit, I don't know. Need to look it up. Oh, well, it's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky. The telltale flashes of emergency. Ooh, nice. Really nice. Vehicle lights flick on the periphery of the screen. Is there a hidden message in it? The camera pushes in, you make out two figures standing in a ruined landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Reporter. Again, for those who just joining us, we're coming to you live from Storbook. A few hours ago, the Dragonfall launched an unprovoked attack on this sleepy Heart Mountain town. And you can see the results behind me. Fire, ashes and blood. We're joined tonight by a survivor of this latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a pale man standing behind him. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us tonight. The camera switches focusly. Oh my god. Focused to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eyes. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible, just pure chaos. So many people are dead. People I knew, roasted alive or trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground during the attack. My family, we have nothing now. You all made it through the attack, though? Your wife, your kids? Yeah, we all made it, thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter. Me, my wife, and our two daughters. The shelter had protected us, but the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours, I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and screaming stopped. And what happened after that? When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down. The reporter nods and the man continues. We stepped outside. There was nothing left, just smouldering wreckage and this dense cloud of black oily smoke, and the stench in the air. God, that smell! It smelled like roasting meat. Oh, like a barbecue! There's a long pause. From the tortured look on his face, you can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking. Eventually he does. My girls. They found was left of the nanny outside. Her body, what was left of it, was slumped against the shelter door. So you didn't wait for her? Asshole. I keep telling that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring up myself to open that door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her, not for anyone. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here, an absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash, another victim of the Firewing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting of Feuerschwinger's reign of terror. Why are you using one time the English and then one time the German? If this is a translation of the German, actually it should be a translation of the German. Whatever. In one text, both words? No, whatever. Green Winter's face reappears on the screen. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's complete dead end. That much is pretty clear by now. So, I'm gonna do some digging for Feuerschwinger instead. Let's see where this goes. Okay, track 4! DVD 2054 1031. So it's God, come on, just some days later. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Feuerschwinger either. He shakes his head. I don't know. It's weird. The information is here. It's there. It's just wrong somehow. It's too well laid out. Too simple. Real life is messy. And this just feels just a little too neat. That's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer. Oh, okay. But I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. 5. 2054, 11, November 9th November 2054. Oh, what the? Whoa. Christ! I'm getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies and there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Martian, Peregrine, they all have disappeared within the past few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday. They're all making the same sorts of inquiries about the Firewing that I've been. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community. Ghost stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that it's true. Blitz leans in to whisper to you. I know the stories he's talking about, Chief. Never really put much stock of them, not until now. Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? Pauses for a moment as if seriously considering the question, then he shakes his hand, slams his fist on the table. No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. Tiger cuts in. That's a bit of a leap. One other thing. Tolstoy's told me a story about a kill team that might be related to all of this. Apparently a Decker named Hellebore posted a theory about Feuerschwinger to the Shadowrun BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a Milspec team showed up in Meat Space, cooked her entire apartment, with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellebore If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellebore live posted the event. She described a killer, this great big orc with skin graft. Oh, this is security, head of security. And the whole threat disappeared, gone without a trace. Deep Eigerlof. Sounds like he's on the right track to me. And yeah, Eiger hasn't seen him, so whatever. On the screen, Winter pauses. He looks like he's working up to something. Finally he speaks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It has got to be Feuerschwinger. All of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive. And she's out of the socks. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. That means that I have to fight you, Adrian. Everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades. I've got a solid goddamn lead. I've backtraced all of the Matrix notes that Hellebore was looking into. Back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that. And I found that she turned up. Winter stabs a few keys on his keyboard and an image expands to fill the screen of his monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape, annotated with GPS data. a set of coordinates. So now I've got a target. A place to start digging. The Harthel Main, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Metrics records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate, so that's what I need to get into. And this is where we came in. As in off cue, a familiar image winks onto the monitor to Winter's left, Monica. I think I'm gonna tap Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. I'll feed her some line about flux state security and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I want her. Hamza's voice is choked with rage. I want her! On the displays, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put plans into motion. But this time tomorrow night I should have the information that I need. And on the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelette and all that. Until then. Okay. Track 6. Probably his last, of course. Just some days ago. Tenant rapes, nicotine stands, Winter, yeah. As a blow of motion, the haggard form of Green Winter lumbers into frame. The suspicions confirmed. Schaefer dead. Christ. Winter reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later it returns clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up, slow down. Start from the beginning. Winter closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. Got the call from my contact on the Kreuzbazaar. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skills and experience, on-site eyes must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money. Real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection to the fire wing is strong. So, let's come right out and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here. The smart money says that she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down with a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the flux state can be a hell of a weapon for the man who knows how to manipulate it. Winters takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces and swallows. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing deckers or no, I gotta jack into the matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Winter strains the rest of the glass and tosses it back over his shoulders. A moment later, when you hear the dull clattering of sound of hard plastic on linoleum. Schaefer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the estate, but still, all things considered. Winter fishes for something off screen. A moment later, his hand reappears clutching a data jack cable. Better her than me. He plugs the cable into his head and screen cuts to static. That's probably the last thing he did. Check the DVD. As your finger nears the eject button, the black screen cuts in over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, and I guess that they caught up to me, they will be after you too now. Blitz whispers into your ear again, more harshly this time. The hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? Not now, Blitz. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Not because he's my brother. Because if Fire Schwinger is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead, and dozens of others have died. You will be next. Unless you can find Adrian. The screen cuts back to static. The message is over. The DVD tray slides out of the reader. Okay! The room goes quiet as everyone struggles to process what you've just seen on DVD. Yeah, it's kind of... yeah. Well, dead now. Most really will be. A dragon, son of a bitch. Green Winter sent us up against the dragon. The fire wing. Ansel's voice is thick with dread. She lives. I'm really starting to regret the fact that I didn't just stay at the hotel. I acknowledge him. Wait a second, we don't know for certain. Beatrice lays a hand on Iger's shoulder. The evidence seemed pretty convincing to me, love. I'll even take a step further. I think that secret facility that we stumbled into her was her lair. Room falls silent. Iger and Gloria exchange glances. After a moment, Dietrich continues. Just think about it. The decker that Winters got those coordinates from was posting about Feuerschwinger. Then she was killed by that same orcish bastard that attacked us after Monica died. Yeah, he was... You should have said he was the head of security in the area, in the facility we entered. I don't think that there is a connection between Monica's death and... whatever. That's a direct link between the dragon, the scarred orc, and the half-eaten manor. And then Winter was killed by the same thing that killed Monica. Exactly. My gut tells me that the dragon is down there, Ike von der Deik. Someplace far beneath the surface. I think that we knocked on the door to a lair without even knowing it, and I think that, given what we've seen, the dragon will do whatever it takes to keep us quiet about it. Okay, going on the assumption that there is a dragon, and that she will come after us, what do you propose that we do about it? Good question. Good question. How do you kill a dragon? How do you kill a dragon? I think we go for Vauclair. Yes, Ike van der Dijk is right. Finding Dr. Vauclair should be our priority. If we're going up against the dragon, we need to find ourselves the Dragon Slayer. No, we need to find bigger... We need bigger weapons. You can't kill a dragon with teeny tiny weapons that we have. Well, I trust my Uzi, but not against a dragon. Winter spent 20 years searching for Vauclair and got him nowhere. How do you propose that we find him? With the help of an information broker. I'll go back to Altuk then. For this? No! While Herr Buragazi is very capable, a task of this magnitude is beyond him. We need to make contact with the premier information broker in Berlin. We need to talk to Alice. Alice? Who the fuck is Alice? Alice, best of luck, and I hope that you're rich, so she knows it. Okay. For this, rich enough, even if only just. Who is this Al? A most prominent figure in Berlin's shadow community, Ex-Schockwellenreiter. She provides information retrieval services for the F-state. Amsel turns to the computer console behind him, runs his finger over a virtual keyboard. The machine begins to hum. If Winters was right, if Vauclair is still alive, she can help us find him. The console spits out a stick of black plastic. A cred stick. Amsel plucks it from the computer and hands it to you. Here. Your key to speak with Alice. Yeah, a cred stick? Amsel nods. Yes, an necrotic cred stick. Yes. 10,000 million. Alice will not show her face for less. This represents the last of my personal savings, Ike van der Dijk. Make this meeting count. 10,000 million just to talk to her. Amsel nods. The standard fee. Alice is in a position to ask it, and we are in no position to argue. Just like I said. Why doesn't anyone listen to me? Where do I need to go? Take the U-Bahn to the Altstadt Spandau. There you will find a connecting tube that the locals refer to as the rabbit hole. You'll find a method of contacting Alice there. Don't call it that in front of her, although word on the street is that she hates it. Please hurry. While you're out, I will work on acquiring new contracts for the team. Alice is the best. Alice is the best. There is at what she does. and the services carry a price tag to match. Okay, good. So, yeah, meet Alice. By the way, just remembered something for futures. For the future, if anyone wants to do Shadowrun in Berlin, the problem with the problem I've got here, and I've just remembered it now. I'm really sorry. You can't use the Berliner U-Bahn for transportation anymore, because well, in the Flux state, nobody cared for the U-Bahn, and there were in the Tier Garden and the zoo some critters, paranormal critters, who escaped when the revolution was, and well, they escaped into the U-Bahn. So the U-Bahn is not driving anymore. There's no more U-Bahn. It's a place to live there. The ghoul community of Berlin is living there. They are nice people. Cannibalism and so on, but they're ghouls. They have to eat something. Whatever. You can't use the U-Bahn anymore. Not for transportation. But whatever. Okay. Do I need something else? Actually, I don't think. Yay, the rabbit hole! Wait, there's another way. Let's take a look. No, nothing. Where's my team? I want my team with me. Arcade machine, what's that? The only active console in this direct span of U-Bahn platform is an old video arcade machine. The CRT monitor sets into the machine cabinet glows invitingly. Cheerful, its pixelated graphics swirl and dance on the screen. Investigate with the machine. At the base of the controller panel, you find a cleverly hidden input port. The port is shrouded in plastic and appears to be the approximate shape of a typical crab stick. Grip the crab stick, pull it into the machine. It disappears into the port, the screen goes black. Moments later, a video image fills the screen. The picture is dark and grainy, a far cry from the bright, colorful sprites that previously inhabited the display. On the screen is a dimly lit office. The place looks like it was pulled straight from an old detective movie. From the Venetian blinds on the windows to the great swaths of shadow that paint the walls black. Center stage, sitting behind a large mahogany desk, is the silhouette of an impressive-looking woman in a charcoal grey suit. The tip of a cigarette glows cherry red in the shadows. She leans forward into the light, and you catch your first glimpse of Alice. Ooh. Asian? Her face is all planes, sculpted angles with high cheekbones and almond eyes. Her lips are painted a frigid blue, but the look in her eyes is even colder. A head of lustrous black hair is interspersed with flowing streams of cyan light. Alice exhales a plume of smoke, then chips a cigarette into a nearby ashtray. She fixes her eyes on you, and her lips curl into a humorless smile. On your dime, friend. Tell me what you're looking for. I need you to find something in Dr. Adrian Vauclair. The Dragon Slayer? Interesting. He's been missing for a long time. Yeah, she's an information broker, so this one is... Don't think that... No, this is the only one which makes sense. She looks you in the eye, and the smile disappears. Her voice is all business. If he's out there somewhere, I'll find him for you. He could be living under an assumed name in California. Freestead, I'll track him down. If he's not alive, I'll tell you where you can find his corpse. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling about this. Okay, by the way, the moment I entered the U-Bahn was the last I checked, so this is new for me. I told you I was already playing it a bit, but this is new for me. However, I got a feeling that this one is linked to what is going on right now. Because I played with pen and paper and I had the same idea for a run. Not the same bot Fleischwing. Oh? Alice leans towards you, her smile spreads into a predatory grin. Do tell. Oh. Okay, interesting. Different change. Whatever. But yeah, that's. There was a member of Echo Mirage named Alice. Echo Mirage was the one who fighted the whatever. She died back in 2029 fighting the Crash virus. Echo Mirage, a special forces squad of some kind, which fought the virus which crashed the internet, which gave birth to the Matrix. Rumor has it she still exists in the Matrix, still calls herself Alice too. Interesting theory, but I fear that my price to confirm or deny it would fall well outside of your price range. Alice leans back in her chair. For now, let's get back to the business at hand. Let's do that. Alice dimples her fingers. Alright, here's how this is going to work. When you give me the go-ahead, I'm going to start gathering information for you. Once I've finished, you're going to bring me a crabstick encoded with an encryption key that I'll provide you. The crabstick will have 50,000 million on it. What the what? Okay, that's a lot. When I get my crabstick, you get your information. This is a deal, take it or leave it. Oh, this one is good. Price gouging, eh? For a neo-anarchist, you have an awful lot like an old-world profiteer. Alice smiles at you sweetly. I wasn't aware that there was a difference between the two. Oh, yeah. And now, seriously, I'm charging you what the job is worth. Do you know how much work it takes to find a digital ghost? Actually, I think I'm talking to one. There's going to be a wet work, breaking into government archives. Hell, I might even have to commission an expedition into the socks. This is a serious undertaking, friends. Now, do we have a deal or don't we? Alright, Alice, it's a deal. Okay, but remember, you say go and I go. From that point on, you're on the hook to pay me my fee. No turning back, no refunds. Are we square on this? Yeah, we're square. I'll be in touch. Screen goes black. Moments later, the machine reboots. The colorful sprites that you saw when you first approached the arcade cabinet return. There's nothing more to see here. Alice is gone. Oh, there's something to pick up. Yay! Hyper. Wonderful. I don't need hyper. I need money. Although, if I pick up hyper, I can use it. I can sell it to get more money. Or maybe I can use it. No, I will sell it. Hyper's just plain stupid drug. More damage, get it. Whatever. Okay.